Hi, I'm Beth, and today I'm sharing tips and tricks for cutting. Accurate cutting is so important so that you get the best results when you're quilting. And we usually hear quilters tell us that cutting is their least favorite part of the process. But the right tools can make all the difference. The Grace Company makes this TrueCut cutting system, and all the tools work together to give you the best results. First, let's talk about rulers. These TrueCut rulers have built-in holes so that you can really hold the ruler and your fabric at the same time to prevent slipping. You can also use those to mark right through your piece onto your fabric. These are also made with a chip-resistant plastic, making them more durable than other rulers. I know my acrylic ruler sometimes gets a little chip on the edge, especially when I'm cutting with a sharp blade, and that can really make it hard to get accurate cuts. The best part about these rulers, though, is that they have this raised edge for increased safety and accuracy. So it's much harder to cut yourself because this lip will prevent your fingers from getting near the blade. One more feature that I really like is the markings are really easy to see and read. So there's nice large numbers. They're on a white background, so they give a lot of great contrast with different colored fabrics. So here's a purple. Here's a blue and a black. Now, one tip though, if you are having trouble and you have a really busy fabric and you just can't see the lines very well on your ruler, you can flip your fabric over and cut from the back. That will give you a lot more contrast and make it easier to see those markings. And of course, you'll need a rotary cutter to use with your ruler. Now you can use any brand of rotary cutter with these, or you can use the one that is specifically designed to work with this ruler edge. So the great thing about this one is it has this track that goes onto your lip of your ruler, and that can really help prevent veering off course and helps you stay nice and straight as you're cutting. If you don't want to use this rotary cutter with the track system, it does come with a secondary piece, and you can swap that out and you can use this rotary cutter with any ruler. For the best cuts, you should be replacing your rotary blade often. Some signs that it's time to change your blade are if you're skipping some threads when you're cutting, it's not fully cutting through, or if your wrist is hurting, that could mean that your blade is dull and you're having to press extra hard to get through that fabric. So this TrueCut rotary cutter makes it super simple to change the blade. It's got a little push button on the back that drops the guide. And then there's a magnet in the handle, so that holds on your blade until you're ready to slide that off. And then you can pull your new blade over, and this way with the magnet, you just hold it over there and that will pull that on for you. So you don't have to pick that up. It's a lot safer because you're not handling that blade too much. And then you can just add your track back on, and you've got a fresh new blade and are ready to go. Another thing to watch for is over time your mat can get grooves worn into it. And this just doesn't give a very good surface for your blade to cut on, so you won't get clean cuts. So if you have those grooves worn in, as this one does, then you can rotate it and try using a different section of your mat, or if it's double-sided, this TrueCut mat is, then you can flip it over and now we have a nice new surface to cut on. If you don't have any sections that are still good, then it's probably time to get a new mat. If you're looking to save some time cutting, then I would suggest cutting multiple layers at once. This is great when you have many of the same size pieces to cut. So I've got 3 layers here, and that's about what we would recommend. Any more than that and you can get some shifting in the fabric. And then you can just go ahead and cut all the pieces that you need. Now if you do notice that you are getting a lot of ruler slippage, especially on those longer cuts, you can see how much that moves around, then I would suggest adding these True Grips to the back of your ruler. So these are non-slip adhesive rings. You can add them to any ruler, and this really gives a good grip on your fabric. So you can see here, I don't have a True Grip on this part of the ruler, but I do have one on this corner. So once I put that on there, It just really grips that fabric. So you can see that that doesn't move around as much, and it's so much nicer. So that can really help prevent those slip-ups on your ruler. They're nice and thin, they're transparent, so it doesn't block your view of the fabric, and these are perfectly safe for your fabric and your mats. So they're super easy to apply to the back and also easy to take off when you need to. If you're looking to cut circles instead of straight lines, then I would suggest checking out this TrueCut 360. It is the easiest way I've found to cut circles. So you can make from 2 to 12-inch circles on this, and there's a little ruler along the bottom here, and this is the center point and also what we are using to measure. So I'm gonna make a 4-inch circle and then lock that down. Then I will unlock the little blade safety here, so that will make sure that the blade is coming in contact with the fabric. Hold at the pivot point and push down, and then hold the blade side and just spin around until you've gone all the way around. And it cuts a beautifully perfect circle. If you're struggling with cutting, trying some of these tips should help. Just remember that the right tools can make cutting so much easier, more accurate, and more enjoyable. Check out all the TrueCut tools that are available at graceframe.com.